Hello everyone, and welcome back to another video in my Halloween card series. This card, it could easily be just a fall card. I added things to it to make it a Halloween card, but the basic card itself is very fall. And so you could put a thanks on it for, a Thanksgiving card, or it could be a fall birthday card. You'll see as it progresses along, how it can be either or. Okay, so the stamp set that I'm using today is the Honeybee Pumpkin Patch stamp set. This stamp set also has a stencil that goes with it, which I've been trying to get but has been out of stock. But anyway, and then I will also use the Name's Jack Honeybee stamp set to help turn this into a Halloween card. So I'm just randomly stamping all the pumpkins and all the different kinds of leaves and the big and the small acorns and everything, just randomly stamping it all over the card panel, and I'm just basically kind of making my own pattern paper. And then I will be doing some Copic coloring. This is on 80-pound Neenah Solar White. That's what I usually do my Copic coloring on. All my card bases are 110-pound of the Neenah Solar White, as that's just my go-to for those two things. Other than that, I do use a lot of Simon Says stamp colored paper and things. Okay, so here we go with the Copic coloring, and I showed you the three colors that I used for the pumpkin. I got it colored, and then I didn't like the amount of contrast I had. I did not have enough contrast in the grooves of the pumpkin and the top and the bottom. It did not have the roundness that I was looking for in the contrast in the grooves. So I did end up adding another color. I added the YR68, I think it was. Anyway, I will have all the colors that I use listed over on my blog. And I think after I went back over it the second time and added that additional color in there, actually I think it was the YR18, then I think they turned out much better, had a lot more depth and dimension. And I'm a bit of a messy color. Here I am adding in that darker color now. And I think it just immediately started popping those grooves in the pumpkin and everything. I had to use my zero quite a lot because I was just being, I don't know why, so messy this time. But anyway. So I'm just going to show you how I colored one of each of the things, and then we'll move along with the rest of the card. On the leaves, I will show you, I think, a couple of different leaves, because I wanted to get, fall foliage has a lot of different colors in it. So I was trying to blend oranges and yellows and reds and browns, all together to give it that real fall foliage, effect. And I think for the most part, it worked pretty good. Some of the colors are a little bit harder to blend together. Yellow's really hard, I guess, because it's so light and transparent that it's kind of hard to blend, other colors with it. But I think they turned out pretty good all in all. And I think in the end, I went back over it with an E30 just to make the colors not so bright. So here you can see the card that, how it's just a very fall themed card. And so with the Name's Jack stamp set, which is basically just all these jack-o'-lantern faces, we're going to turn it into a Halloween card. And these are new stamps, so I put them in my stamp platform, and I think I stamped it 3 times. Okay, so to further turn it into a Halloween card, I'm using this Trick or Treat die by Simon. It is also a CZ Kathy Zilski design. And I used purple and black Simon Says stamp glimmer paper to cut this out with. And then I'm just using my Tim Holtz craft pick to pick it out there. And then I'll use my Zig 2-way glue pen. And I basically just kind of dot the glue around, so we don't give a big bunch of glue that's going to squish out on you. So you just dot it around just a little bit, and then I just used a little acrylic block to hold it down for a second until it adheres, because it always likes to stick to my fingers when I try to use my fingers to hold things down for it to adhere. And for the dot, then I left the dot in the scrap, and that's an easy way just to line up little dots and things like that. So I used the Dries adhesive foam strips. These are very thin, and if you take both liners off, you can mold it. And so I just molded it around the die cut, and it fit perfectly. And so that turned out really well, and so I was able to give my card some dimension by popping that trick or treat up with some foam. And then I added some Nuvo drops in apple green, and once that dried, I still thought the card was just missing something. And so I got some Tim Holtz Kraft metallic paper in a card kit, and they have this shade called that's kind of coppery. And so I thought, well, I'm going to trim this panel down, and I'm going to add some of that. And I was so glad that I did. And then I added the Nuvo drops in copper penny, and that just really tied it all together. Of course, you got to have a little shimmer somewhere, so I thought the faces just needed a little bit of Nuvo shimmer. So that's always good. And I didn't want to waste all of this piece, so I just had a die and cut out the center, and so I can use that on another project, because you don't need all that underneath there. And I'm going to put some foam tape on this to pop it up, and that'll pretty much complete this card. There'll be a final look at the card at the end of the video. I very much appreciate you watching, thumbs upping, and commenting on my cards, my videos. It helps my channel grow, and I truly appreciate it. I hope you're enjoying the Halloween card series, and we will see you soon in another video.